Hey, what's up, Fit Fam? So it's May, almost May. You know what that means. We're working on a new strength club workout. So we've gotten through those 2 months of send-offs. You guys did great with them. I hope you enjoyed them as much as we like coaching them. But now we're going to move back into more of a traditional strength training approach for May here. So we're going to go over workout A in this video. We're going to make another video for workout B, of course, as well. So you know the deal. There's our templates. Pretty traditional approach that we're going to be taking on this one again. So let's start with our ramping here. So this is where we're going to use this time to get warmed up, get all those muscles warmed up and kind of ease into the workout here. So we're going to start with our hangs, of course. These are great for grip strength, shoulder mobility, decompressing that spine. I know they are tough. They can be a challenge for people, but we want to embrace that challenge because this grip strength is a huge indicator of longevity. Yes, there we go. How long you're going to live. So take your time with this. Again, focus on your breathing on this one. Long, deep breath in through the nose. Fill up that whole lung cavity. Hold it for a couple seconds, then slowly push that air out. So try to control your breathing here. At the end, you should feel those abs wall up from pushing all that air out. Obviously, if you need to, you'll use a box so you can use those legs to support yourself a little bit. Try to use those legs as much as you need to, but obviously as little as you have to really put the focus on your hands and those shoulders, okay? So we'll go 30 seconds of those. We're gonna match this up with our TRX iso squat here. So again, making sure you're getting set up so that those elbows are at your side here, right by your ribs. And then you're gonna sit into that squat as low as you feel comfortable at the bottom. You can stomp it out a little bit, sort of shift side to side to find out where you feel most comfortable. And then from there, you're gonna focus on your breathing. Big deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and with each exhalation to see if you can relax into that squat a little bit more. Nice flat back, chest up, shoulders back here. And then at the end, we're gonna drive up out of it. Of course, if you need to at any point, you can come up out of that squat, but use those suspension trainers to really hold you up so you can focus on those knees going out over those toes as well. And just really looking for that proper form here and just getting familiar and comfortable with that deep squat position. Now the second group of exercises, we're gonna keep working our rollouts. Everybody loved them so much. I said, hey, let's do another 4 weeks of them. So remember here, focus on bending that bar in half. Shoulders are down and away. You're gonna keep those ribs tucked, tailbone tucked, so it's gonna feel like you're doing a crunch as you're rolling out. And then what we're really looking for is that bottom, that low back does not dip on you there. So we wanna keep the pressure off that low back and start with a range of motion that you feel comfortable with. And then keep seeing if you can go a little bit further. Obviously, stop at your limit. We're not trying to cause any problems here. You don't have to go all the way out on this one. This is a pretty tough exercise, but when you practice it with intention, you will get better at it as well. And we're gonna match this one up with our half kneeling band alternating rows. Again, this is one of my favorite warm-up exercises. So we're gonna get into that half kneeling position, hips over the shoulder, ear over the hip, shoulders and knee here. Drive that front big toe into the floor, and then you want to squeeze that shoulder. Make sure you're pulling toward your low ribs and hip here, not up towards your armpit. This is going to give us a great stretch through the chest. We're also going to get those lats firing, those rear delts working here as well. So just another way to get a nice stretch going and get some muscles firing. We're also going to get those glutes firing because you're going to squeeze that glute as tight as you can as you're working this, and you're going to keep those abs walled up. So we're getting every muscle in the body working on this one. So we'll get a set in on each side, 2 sets of those rollouts. Then we're done with our ramping. We're gonna move on to our power development here. So we got 2 exercises we're gonna be running here. The first one is our sled squat row. So we're gonna get those sleds up. Now remember, on the sled squat row, I want you to go with a weight that you can move fast, because we're not trying to get worn out in this one. It's not supposed to be heavy and really having to stress to do it. I want it light enough that you can put as much power and force into it and really yank that sled. So you can see Coach Matt here setting up so that when he steps back, there's tension in those bands. He's not leaning forward. Notice how he sits back. Those sleds will hold you up, I promise you. And then keep those knees pushed apart. Drive through those heels. Yank those handles towards your chest at the end. And you want that sled moving fast enough that you basically have to lift those toes up to get them out of the way so that sled doesn't run you over. So make the adjustment to the weight on that sled when you need to here. We're going to do that sled squat row all the way down. So that should be, for most people, somewhere between 5 and 8 reps. Then you're going to push that sled back as fast as you can. Then we're going to hit our kettlebell swings here. So again, you can either do 5 dead stop swings. You can see Coach T practicing them here, parking it each time, hiking it back, and then driving through those heels, get those quads tight, kneecaps are pulled up, those legs are straight, glutes are squeezed, stopping it right at your shoulder height. Now, I like to coach people to stop it at their belly buttons, because most of the time when you're doing that, you will stop it at your shoulders. If we tell you shoulder height, a lot of people go above their shoulders. I'm not quite sure why that happens, but so we found that cueing belly button height helps you stop, because we want those lats working here. We want to stop that kettlebell from going too high here. You can also do those repetitions if you want to do those continuous reps. Everything's the same, but just focus on that power, driving through those heels, squeeze those glutes tight at top. Think like you're throwing that kettlebell across the room. So it's either 5 dead stop swings or 10 repetitions. So we're going to get 2 sets of that in. I want you to give yourselves anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes to recover, because I want you to have that energy for that next set. We'll get 2 sets in, then we're going to move on to our strength sets here. So for our strength sets, very traditional approach here. Again, we're gonna have 3 exercises. We're gonna work them in a circuit, and we're gonna be going for 2 to 4 sets of these and 5 to 8 reps. So that means the first week we're gonna get at least 2 sets. Weeks 2, 3, and 4, we're gonna move up to 3 sets, possibly a 4 set. I'll go into that more in just a second. And then as far as the reps go, that 5 to 8 rep range, I want you to find a weight that you can do at least 5 reps with, but you might be able to do 8 reps. And there's 5 and 8, 6 and 7. Those aren't magic numbers. They just give us an idea of how hard the work is that you're doing there. So if you can do a weight for 8 reps, you want to consider making it heavier so you can find something closer to that 5 rep weight, and that's what's going to really increase those strength gains. But if you feel more comfortable in that 6, 7, or 8, that's fine as well. Now, we have 3 exercises here. We have our chin-ups, which you're all familiar with. Remember, here we can use those bands as well for assistance. In this video right now, I'm using my pronated grip, which is that what I call pull-up grip. Easier on the elbows, but it's a little more challenging because you're not getting those biceps involved. You can see here, switching that grip to that chin-up grip. You're gonna feel stronger here. Your biceps are gonna help assist you on this one, but can be a little more stress on those elbows. So you can mix it up. You can stick with whichever one feels most comfortable for you. I also want you to err on the side of going a little bit, give yourself a little bit more assistance on this one, because I want you to focus on that full range of motion. You wanna be thinking about that, your collarbone getting up to the bar here if you can. So if you're struggling to get there, give yourself more assistance. You're gonna get more out of that full range of motion than you are just stressing the muscles out to make it hard, okay? It's not about being hard, it's about doing it well. And then the second exercise is our rear foot elevated, or split squats, or rear foot elevated split squats. So whichever variation you want to work here. Obviously you can use the dowel rod on this one. You can use a TRX for support. If you're feeling comfortable enough and you want to go to add some weight, start with it in that kettlebell, like goblet position, whether it's a dumbbell or kettlebell. And then you can move to that suitcase carry where the dumbbells are on your sides or kettlebells on your sides as you're feeling more comfortable. You need a heavier weight there. We're going to do 5 to 8 on each leg here. Now, we also have our rear foot elevated split squats. So if you're someone who feels pretty comfortable with your split squats now and you want an extra challenge on this one, this is going to challenge your balance a little bit more. We'll help you get set up with it, but essentially what you want is that back foot resting either on a box or on that bar, as you see here, which I feel the most comfortable with. And then you're thinking about taking that knee down to the floor. And I also notice how my torso is leaning slightly forward. What I'm looking for is a line from my shoulder through my hip and knee. So as I'm going down, I'm gonna have that slight lean, and I want to also feel like I'm driving up and forward out of this lunge, or split squat, if you will. You can add weight to this as well, same idea. Start with the goblets, then you can move to those hands at the side. 5 to 8 on each leg here. And then again, like I said, let us show you how to do if you haven't done this one before. You don't necessarily need to do the rear foot elevated split squat, whichever one you feel like you can do the best, 5 to 8 reps on each side. And then our third exercise here is our half kneeling landmine overhead presses. So again, for this one, we're gonna get set up in that half kneeling position, starting with that ear over the shoulder, hip and knee, drive that front big toe into the floor. You're gonna squeeze that back glute tight. You're gonna press straight up to the ceiling. So the same arm as the knee that's on the floor here. And 5 to 8 reps on each side. Now again, in that half kneeling position, you're not gonna feel as strong through your press because you don't have the lower body to help there. But so adjust that weight. We haven't worked this one in a couple months, so at first you're gonna be kind of guessing at first. Use your old sheets also to see what you did here. But we're gonna get 5 to 8 reps on each side. And remember, the idea is if you can do 8 or more, you wanna make that weight heavier so you can find that 5, 6, or 7 or 8 rep range to keep challenging yourself there. So we're going to run through those at least 2 sets in the first week. Weeks 3, 4, and 5, or 2, 3, and 4, excuse me. We'll be focused on getting at least 3 sets. Some of you might have time or desire to do a 4 set, especially if you went a little bit lighter on your first set to get warmed up or realize you could go heavier. So that's up to you. So we're going to get at least 2 good quality sets, and I want 2 heavy sets in, and we'll be pushing for a 3rd in weeks 3, 4, and 5, and possibly a 4th, depending on how you're feeling there. From there, we're going to move on to our finisher here. Now with our finisher, we are thinking of this as conditioning, but there is still a strength aspect to it. So we still want to focus on our form. You will get more conditioning out of this if you also make sure your form is right. So we have our push-ups to get started. Big fan of them, obviously. It's a pretty fundamental movement, so we want to practice them as often as we can. You see Coach Matt here keeping those elbows pointed at the wall behind him. Deep breath in on the way down, pushing the ground away from you. Notice how his hips stay up off the floor at the bottom. You can also work that elevated push-up here with the bar across the squat rack if that's going to work best for you. Because remember, we're focused on full range of motion, best quality reps you can get in, not the hardest reps you can get in. So squeeze those shoulder blades, push that bar right into the rack. Think about bending that bar in half as you're working this one. Again, you want to be able to do at least 5 reps. If you can do 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, that's great. Consider making it a little bit heavier. If you're using that bar, especially if you can do 10, take that bar down a couple notches, and let's keep working our way down to the floor to really get to that place where you can work that, regular, traditional push-up there as well. So 5 to 10 reps. The second exercise is our kettlebell clean and squat. So we have our traditional clean and squat here. We start with that dead stop and just cleaning it up to your chest and then focusing on that squat, chest up, nice flat back, drive through those heels, deep breath in, drive up, push that air out of that squat. So 5 good reps here. Now you can also, if you want to go heavier and challenge yourself, you can add that swing in. So you're going to start with that dead stop, hike it back. Now the key here is as you're coming back out of that hike, don't let the kettlebell get out in front of you like a kettlebell swing. You want to think like there's a wall in front of you, and you want to stop that kettlebell from hitting the wall. So it's going to stay closer to you, and then you'll go into that squat. And then any of you that have tried this one before, you're more than welcome to start with it. Anybody who feels like they want to try it, we can try to help you, coach you through it as well. But this is our double kettlebell clean and squat. So you get a kettlebell for each hand. You're going to get set up like that dead stop swing. You're going to hike it back and then clean it up. Same thing, keep it close to you on the way up. So this isn't about swinging the kettlebell out and flipping it over your hand. This is about driving up and pulling that kettlebell up and then catching it over. It's going to roll around the hand and onto the wrist, not flip over the hand and bang your wrist. If you're feeling that banging, that's just the kettlebell's way of letting you know you did not do the rep right. Okay, so we'll work on. We don't want banging of those wrists. So again, whichever variation you want to work here, 5 good reps, and then we're going to hit the Echo Bike for 5 calories. So pretty simple. Put everything you got into it. What I really love, I've seen a lot of people doing lately, is having that time that they're looking to get to. So for some people, it's finally getting under 10 seconds. For some people, it might be 12 or 13 seconds. It doesn't matter what the time is. It's relative to what you're able to do. But I want you to be thinking, challenge yourself to do it as hard as you can. Now, obviously, there are going to be times when you need to go slower. That's okay. We're doing it at the end of the workout. You're going to be kind of tired. But give yourself that goal that you can work toward, give you a little bit more motivation, because otherwise you're just sitting there miserable, pushing yourself for 5 hard calories. But if that's what it takes, that's what you're going to do anyway. Okay, so that is our Strength Club workout A for May. If you have any questions about this workout, obviously please leave a comment below, or you can reach out to the coaches. Let us know, and I hope you're as excited about this one as we are. That's it. Love you. Bye.